This is crazy, guys. This is the first time we have two evolutions coming out in 1 month. A couple days ago, I showed you guys the Evolved Bomber, which is ridiculously broken, and these Evolved Wall Breakers are pretty much just as broken. Thankfully, they made it a 2-cycle evolution. If they made it a 1-cycle evolution just like the Evolved Bomber, these would for sure be the most broken evolution on release without a doubt. First of all, they deal 50% more damage, which is already insane because the regular wall breakers already deal a lot of damage for 2 elixir, and their ability is the barrel walkers. What this basically means is they have 2 lives. They are running on top of a barrel, and after defeating their rolling stage, they keep running. And just to put in perspective of how broken this is, arrows don't even fully counter the evolved wall breakers. You will still have the wall breakers alive that will connect to the tower if they are unaddressed. And when the barrel breaks, there's an explosion, massive explosion, pretty much killing everything in their tracks. If we quickly compare the regular wall breakers to the evolved wall breakers, we can see how much of a damage increase 50% really is. The regular wall breakers deal 570 damage, which is already a lot, but the evolved wall breakers deal 855 damage. Alright, now just watch this set of interactions. Evolved wall breakers are unstoppable is the caption, and he's literally not lying. This is not clickbait. It's almost impossible to stop these cards with any ground unit. Skarmy just gets exploded, and then you have the 2 mini wall breakers still connecting to the tower. You might be thinking, okay, arrows, that's going to be maybe decent against it. Nope, one of them still ends up connecting. Like I said in the intro, arrows don't even fully counter them. Goblins, well, kind of the same thing. They're actually a really bad counter to them. You saw they got a ton of damage. You might be thinking air, right? Surely that'll... Nope, they still get blown up as well. Yeah, this is, pretty scary, not gonna lie. This is, I don't know, this Royal Ghost, well, you might be thinking it's got more health, right? Well, it's just too slow, and it loses a lot of its health in the process. This is just ridiculously broken. Honestly, this might even be more broken than the Evolved Bomber, even though they're 2 cycles, because it's like every time you play them, it feels like you're pretty much guaranteed to get them to the tower, unless the person has a building. So now, buildings are going to be pretty much a requirement to have in your deck just to make sure that they don't end up reaching your tower. It is just absolutely insane. You're seeing time and time again, there isn't really anything that is able to stop them. It's just wow. I mean, every spell, every ground card, it's pointless for the most part. And before I show you guys a full game, here's another interaction to show you guys how broken the Evolved Wall Breakers really are. You can use them on defense. They're not only good on offense. So let's say you have Barbarians coming in, 3 Musketeers, and a Goblin Gang. Just go for Evolved Wall Breakers on defense and blow up most of it. Do you see that? They're good on defense too, not just offense for pressuring. Alright guys, now let's get into a full game with the Evolved Wall Breakers. Once again, they're 2 cycles, so we're playing them for the first time right now, and obviously they're going to pair best inside of cycle decks, so this Remieli deck is what it's known as with the Magic Archer, the Tornado, and the Bomb Tower, and because all of you guys already know the Evolved Wall Breakers are pretty much unstoppable with every ground card in the game, and air card for that matter. Defending them is pretty much impossible without a building. I've decided in this match to show a match that actually has buildings from both sides, so you guys can actually see a way where it's possible to defend the Evolved Wall Breakers with things like the Bomb Tower and the Tesla, and that's pretty much the only way you're going to be able to stop them is with buildings. The cannon too, but that's essentially it. You can't really stop them with ground cards. That is why this evolution is just so broken. There are only 2 elixir, for goodness sake. Only 2 elixir. It is just absolutely ridiculous. So we're just looking to cycle our wall breakers as quick as we can, because pretty much with how broken the evolved wall breakers are, it's pretty much common sense you want to get them down as much as you can. So look at that. Even though the bomb tower fully stops the evolved wall breakers, look at how much more damage they deal. The regular wall breakers, when they connect to something like a bomb tower, the bomb tower still has half of its health, but when they're evolved, the bomb tower almost dies entirely. Tesla here, you're going to see the exact same thing. It instantly dies to the evolved wall breakers. So if you have a tank or something like that in front of the Evo wall breakers, even when you go for a building on them, sometimes it won't even be enough. So this is just how broken this card is. Like, yeah, you can stop it with buildings, but it's like you're getting a negative trade on it every single time. And then it's like, what if you want to use the building on something else? But yeah, bottom line is you're definitely going to be wanting to use the Evolve Wall Breakers in quick cycle decks. You could probably use Mega Knight Wall Breakers as well, but the Evo Wall Breakers are not really going to fit inside of beatdown decks. However, they can be quite nice with the recruits. So that is one thing to keep in mind as well. So they're versatile enough, but I see them being the strongest inside of decks like this Magic Archer Tornado Bomb Tower deck. So regular wall breakers still are very threatening enough, and that is another reason why I feel like this evolution is going to be so broken, because the Evo Bomber, as broken as it is, at least the regular Bomber isn't that good, but we all knew the regular wall breakers are already an above average card easily, so it's like you're running the regular wall breakers, which don't even really hurt you using those, and then having such a broken evolution on top of it. Yeah, you better believe this is just going to be absolutely busted until this ends up getting an emergency nerf. I don't know if it's going to get an emergency nerf. I feel like the Evolve Bomber and the Evolve Wall Breakers deserve one ASAP before the season ends. But we know how it is, and oftentimes that is not the case. So here we go. Back to the Evolve Wall Breakers. Tesla is forced to come out on them. And that is why in this match, you're not seeing them just dominating the whole game. Because I showed you guys already from the interactions. You guys know it's common sense from all those interactions you saw in the beginning that, you know, ground cards are just completely useless. So what would be the point in showing a match with these Evolve Wall Breakers where the opponent doesn't have a building? It would just be connection after connection after connection, just non-stop connection. So it shows, okay, at least when you have a Tesla, at least when you have a bomb tower, you can manage at least somewhat. At least somewhat, right? So that's a good thing to keep in mind. In the February season, you're going to want to have a building of some sort, most likely, or you're going to regret it every time you face the Evo Wall Breakers. So the Magic Archer was not properly lined up, missed opportunity to get some more value there. But this match is still looking pretty good here. I would say at this point, only defense needs to be played. The Wall Breakers are actually quite a solid counter to the drill. And remember what I said. The Evo Wall Breakers can be used defensively in so many situations. I mean, not even when there's things clumped up like the Barbarians, Three Musketeers. That's a bit of an exaggeration. It was just kind of to show the effect of how big the explosion actually is. But you can use them very, very frequently on defense. So do not think of them as only an offensive card now that there's this evolution. They're just going to be value after value after value, pretty much no matter how you use them, whether it's splitting them in the back or playing them at the bridge. That's why they are absurdly broken. Let's end the video seeing what other people think. I don't know whether to be happy or concerned about this. There is no card in the game that gets a positive trade against these. So basically you need a building in your deck. Yep, pretty much. Smiling through the pain. All right, we'll leave it at that. Make sure to like and subscribe.